was a whale attack on a human that shocked the world. The boat, called the Essex, whaling in the South Pacific, it attacked by a 30-meter whale king. Not only did it crash the boat, and a 90-day chase to the death of the crew. The story begins in the early 18th century. Because oil hadn't been discovered yet, they found whale oil can be used as lighting fuel and lubricant. As a result, the human demand for whale oil has greatly increased. Owen is one of the most famous whalers in the area. Last trip brought back 1,500 barrels of whale oil, helping the company make a lot of money. On the day, the head of the company approached Owen. "Let's hope he goes back to sea with a fresh crew." The whale arranges the leader's son to be captain. Owen assisted him as co-captain, even though Owen was upset at first, but he agreed for the sake of the money. In this way, Owen took a group of rookies on the road. Their goal is within 3 years, brought back 2,000 barrels of whale oil. The voyage, however, was not smooth. The boat was full of new and inexperienced people. Only Owen can handle a crisis. Slowly, the crew did Owen's bidding, and that made the captain look bad. He was anxious to assert himself. That day the captain was on the verge of the current. He was insisted on picking up speed. As a result, the ship was swept into the storm zone. The boat almost capsized in the waves. Owen saved people by cutting the sail, and the captain who made the mistake didn't know he was wrong and blamed Owen for not following orders. So a quarrel broke out between the two, and in order to get the job done, Owen chose to swallow his pride. Then they drove on. Finally, in the 3rd month, encountered a pod of whales in the South Atlantic. The crowd shouted excitedly, "Let the boat down!" Divided into 3 teams, speed up to catch up with the whales. Owen picked up the harpoon. Take a chance and shoot a whale. After the whale floundered in the sea for dozens of minutes, finally, it was exhausted surface of the water. Then they took the whale to the boat, removed the oil from the whale. This is their first harvest. It's 47 barrels full. But soon new problems arose. Over the next 9 months, they never met a whale again. The mood of the crowd grew low. A chance, they were replenishing food at a port. According to a shipwrecked captain, farther out in the South Pacific, there are more whales than they can imagine. It only takes a day to fill 2,000 barrels of whale oil. But there's also a 30-meter king whale. It's easy to destroy people's sailboats. Owen and the captain were skeptical, but to get home soon, they decided to take a gamble. Unexpectedly, there are plenty of whales. The crowd's mood soared. Owen can't wait. Go fishing in a boat. But before they could strike, a giant whale appears. First it capsized their boat with its tail. Several people were stunned by what they saw. There really is a king whale. The frightened man hurried back to the main boat, but Owen didn't want to pass up the opportunity. Swear to catch the king whale. But here's what happened. The king whales began to attack their main ship. Owen was pissed off too. Before the whale king strikes again, a bid hit it. The king whale turned out to be too strong. Just broke the boat pole holding the rope. 2 crew members were killed, and the hull is badly damaged and about to sink. They lost a lot of money. Finally, the captain decided to turn back. The crowd carried what little food they had in reserve in 3 small boats. In this way, they were at sea for 12 days. They don't have time to go home yet. It's even scarier. The whale king was walking right behind them, come out and attack them every now and then. Slowly, the ship's crew is getting thinner and thinner, coupled with an acute shortage of food and water. Although eating only 1 biscuit and water per day, they couldn't make it home. 34 days. They found an island at last. Hopes are rising again. Pick up speed and row for the island. Then the king whale appeared again and capsized all 3 of their little boats. Several more crew members were killed. The surviving crew are washed up on the island. Take the eggs off the floor and eat them raw. Even fish are caught and eaten directly. Everyone is finally replenished a little energy. They soon discovered it was a deserted island. There is no food on the island. Rather than starve to death here, might as well go out to sea and return. But several crew members were injured. They've been incapacitated, so as not to drag him down, chose to stay on the island. Day 48 of being trapped, they ran out of food. 1 crew member starved to death, and the human nature of the desire for survival also broke out completely. Others to survive. He's just food. After 71 days, they ran out of food again. The survivors were drawn by lot. Whoever draws the short ticket will become food for others. And then the first thing they wake up every day is to see if the people around them are alive. Just when they were glad everyone was alive, the king whale appears again. Several people instantly despair. Owen picked up the harpoon and prepared to fight. The king whale approached. Stay in front of Wounds were obvious. Owen seemed to understand what it meant. Put down his fish tag. Whale Jade stopped attacking them. He dived into the water and left in silence. Day 90 of being trapped. Several were dying, passed out on the boat. The harbor guard saw the boat. They were finally saved. Everyone gathered around. Owen excitedly picks up his wife. The years he's been away, the daughters are grown. Then Owen was called in by his boss. After they know what happened, leaders fear the truth will hurt the whole fishing industry, so he tried to get Owen to lie. The ship hit the rocks by itself. The crew were all drowned, and Owen, after this encounter with the king whale, vowed never to kill a whale again, and they're gonna go public with the truth. The fact proved that he did. In 1821, a book called Moby Dick, details of the shipwreck were recorded, a sensation all over the world, and people are finally realizing that killing innocent creatures for profit will be punished in the end. Well, that's all for today's story. Unlock more great movies next time. See you next time.